Hello everybody, my name is Bruckhauser and today I will be bringing you some scrap mechanic. So the creation I have built today, I was bored, I did a Google search for cool things and what popped up? A crane truck. Yes, that is a portable crane on a truck platform. I tried to find the coolest one that I could. There'll be a big picture up all up on the screen right now of the one that I found and based my design off that I built. And I actually I recorded the whole build. It was surprisingly a 4-hour build, and I will do a time lapse after I show the build off a little bit just so everyone can see just exactly how I did it. But yeah, without further ado, let's check this bad boy out. So here, I'm going to delete that. Here is my portable crane truck. You can see I tried to get pretty close to the picture. I have the black all around, even got the little red and white doohickeys there. Correct amount of tires. I even put the load lifters, the load levelers in the correct spots according to the picture. I tried to get about as close as I could with everything. The angled side glass, the big angled front piece, the angles on the back, somewhat close with the colors. Just tried to do as best as I could. So, get rid of the HUD here. Here is my build. I currently have to have my computer on about the lowest settings, or my game on the lowest settings, so that I can record it. Because there's a surprising amount going on here. Pull out my connection tool and you can see just how crazy this is. Let's go ahead and jump up on the back. You can see there's a little ladder here that was in there and I had to add this block so you could jump on. We'll open up this secret, not so secret door into our engine and controller compartment. So you see we have 4 engines, all tuned to the same level. And the way I have it set up is, since there are 6 tires on each side, I have 3 per engine. And since this thing is fairly heavy, I figured that would be a good way to balance it out, give it enough power to get around. So I have that set up. And then I'll show you some of the functions. Here we have our outside door. If I could pull this back up just so I can see where I'm pointing. Here we have our button to get in. You can see it opens both doors. And if you want to get real fancy, I gave some steps to get on in. And I did paint the seats black. I tried to get as much coverage on the paint as I could with this whole thing just so it would look finished. So here we are. Let's zoom out a bit. Close them doors. So button 1 is the driver and passenger door. Button 2 is the door to our engine and controller compartment. And 3, I'll show off 3 a little bit later. 4 is our horn. A hello. And then 5, our sweet, sick, scrap mechanic tunes. Hell yeah. So there you have the controls for the truck itself. Oh, I'll drive around real quick just so you can see how that is. So I do have them pretty powerful just to make it move around. The ass of it is very heavy, which is why it picks up so hard. And all 4 front wheels, ooh, they turn there, the steering wheels. You can do that, and every wheel has power. So once it gets going pretty quick. So let me jump out real quick, and I will show you the controls for the crane. Unfortunately, the crane is not complete. I could not figure out a good way to actually make something that would extend out of here, so I just made a casing for now, and this will be a work in progress, and I will figure something out. So now we have our crane body. See, we have this big old hunk of junk here, the long arm, and in the back, just so that this thing didn't have a massive forward lean, there's actually a big old chunk of metal blocks back here. This is all wood, as you can tell, plus some of the naturally orange little pieces. So first button we have back here is our door, which of course is only on one side. That'd be look crazy, have on both sides. So that's one, and then two is our supports, and it actually picks the truck up fairly well. I'm actually very happy with how those turned out. Kind of worrying about how I would make that work properly, but yeah, I'm very happy with that. So now you're wondering, well, what do you do with this crane even though it doesn't truly crane? If you noticed earlier, I'll jump out and show you. I have a bearing and I tried to run it with a controller and it worked for a while, but I got too heavy. So I do have a secret little jet hiding in there. Let's jump back in. Oop, I'm going to show off button number 3 in here real quick. We are set up, we are ready to use the crane. Let's warn everybody. Got our hazard lights going. Let everyone know what's going on. So jump back in here. And then we hit W to work the thruster. So this would be, if the crane actually worked, we could pick it up to then move it using A and D over whatever object we are going to pick up. Let's say I go all the way to the right, and it moves very slowly because this is very heavy, sitting on one little bearing in there. You can see the little holders that I made up front, just because this arm is pretty heavy, even though it's just the aluminum ducts. It is pretty solid. Let's go. Let's center this thing out and drop it back down. Wait for it. It's gonna go a little over, tap it back, and you kinda gotta slowly drop it down or it will get stuck and it'll be glitchy as all hell. Let's raise those back up and then shut these damn lights off because they are annoying as hell. Wait for it. I hit it. They should go away. Why are they not going away? I've created a monster, and they will not stop. I hit the button, I swear. I don't know what to say. They just keep going. I know a way to shut them off. And I can show you the undercarriage of this thing anyway. 2, let's grab our lift. Increase our frame rate anyway. And they stopped. So the undercarriage is actually fairly simple. The main setup is just a block, the off-road springs, and then 2 blocks with the bearing and the wheel. I had it set to 1, but with how heavy this is and possibly extra load on it, the tires were rubbing up on the top here, and I didn't really like that. And then with the front ones, ignore all of the crazy ass wiring, I just put the ability to turn on the top. So see if you can actually show that off while you're on the lift. I don't remember. No, you cannot. Okay. Well, anyway, but yeah, you can see I tried to get paint on absolutely everything, and as I say that, I noticed I did not paint that switch, but I did my best to cover everything. The only one thing I did not think about is under the crane operation in there. That's all just standard wood color, but it only shows up when you move the crane. And since the crane doesn't actually work, that is very, very little of the operation. So you can see my horn set up. I just went gray with the undercarriage, just so that the black would stand out that much more. But yeah, that's really about it for this. There's not too much I can show off without it totally working, which is sad, but oh well. And yeah, I guess if you guys liked the video, give it a like down below, and also don't forget to subscribe, and also check out my Patreon account. Just a way for, I guess it's a way to incentivize me to make better videos and higher quality videos. I'm currently doing all of this on a laptop, which is why my settings are so low and it is so laggy. But my goal, get rid of the HUD here, my goal is to upgrade my personal setup so that I can stream, record games, do editing. I want to really up my editing game. I'm currently using a free program which I do not like. It is one hell of a shitty program, not to lie. But every single donation I will get through Patreon or even through Twitch when I'm streaming, which will be very, very rare. I'll try to link. I'm gonna set up a Twitter account so I can let everyone know when I'm gonna post a video, when I'm gonna be streaming, things like that. And so every donation I get, I won't personally like use it for, say, my vehicle or food or anything like that. It'll initially all go into a computer and a setup to where I can make more and better videos for anyone who's interested in watching. I love Scrap Mechanic. I play games like War Thunder, World of Tanks. I actually have one recorded video up on my stream, on my Twitch, if I knew how to English, of Binding of Isaac Rebirth, I believe. I just downloaded it. I'd never played it, and it was a blind run, and it was bad, to say the least. But I enjoy really any game. It's hard for me to find a game that I personally don't like, just because based on the community of the game, if it's multiplayer, or just the content, or the idea and the work that the developers put into the game, it's really hard not to love a game. And so, if anyone has any suggestions that they'd like to see me try out, or even for like Scrap Mechanic or War Thunder, which I really can't do right now just because of how bad my setup is, it can't quite handle everything that is War Thunder. It's a little intense. But like for Scrap Mechanic, if you want to recommend or suggest that I build, say, a tank or try a train or something like that, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to give it a shot. If there's any games you want to see me try, just drop them in the comments, or send me a message, or even go on Patreon and tell me what you want me to try, and I'll gladly give it a shot if I can do it and if my system can handle it. If not, it'll be put on the back burner until I can get a better system that'll do that. But yeah, that's basically it. I will put a time lapse of this the full build for this, which was 4 hours. I'm going to try to cram it way down and hopefully have it not be too crazy. So I'll probably go through and cut out a lot of dead space and things like that where I was thinking and planning rather than solid building. So I'll do that after I finish here, which will be shortly. Sorry for my ramble. But yeah, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you want, check out my other accounts, like my Patreon, my Twitter. I'll get that all set up and ready. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.